Hello, this is Tim Gatto Report. I'm Tim Gatto, and what I'm going to talk about today is totally off the cuff. I have some papers in front of me. I started writing, and when I started writing about this one subject, so many things came to mind. I ran out of space on the paper. What I want to talk about is this presidential election, which is the biggest joke I think I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, this thing eclipses the Vietnam War, every situation, every government we've overthrown. This just eclipses everything. You have two certifiable maniacs running for president. You got Donald Trump, who's a megalomaniac, and a loose cannon, and he's not the brightest person in the world, and he's politically naive, and he has no idea what foreign policy is. He's a sexist. There's a million things you can call Donald Trump, but maniac would fit. Then on the other side, you have Hillary Clinton. I wrote an article once, and I titled it "The Worst Person in the World." This was back in 2008, I believe. Maybe it was 2010, I don't know. It was after Libya. So, anyway, the article was about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton grew up a Goldwater girl. Her father was a Republican. She was a Republican. Her whole family were Republicans, and they all were in for Goldwater. I don't know, a lot of people don't remember that election, but Goldwater, they thought if he was president, that he would start throwing nukes at Russia. So basically, that was the campaign. And Goldwater lost, and now the rest of the story. Now here's the deal. Johnson got in it. And here's the deal. You got Hillary Clinton, and you got Donald Trump. Now, if you think that voting for Hillary Clinton is the lesser of two evils, and that's what you're going to do, you're really missing the point. You're missing the point. Hillary Clinton is not the lesser of two evils. She is just as evil as Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton is corrupt. The Clinton Foundation is a scam. There's been so much money passed for favors from Hillary Clinton while she was Secretary of State. That's documented. I mean, this woman is a criminal. And when they say Trump rallies, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up, well, she should be locked up. Because she's Hillary Clinton, she does anything she wants to. Yeah, because she's a Clinton. And her husband is just as crooked as she is with this Clinton Foundation. So, Hillary Clinton's a warmonger. Okay? Look what she did to Libya. She voted for the war in Iraq. There's never a war or a situation where she doesn't want to use the military. She wants a no-fly zone over Syria, which is really an act of war, and it's going to be an act of war against Russia. She's pushing Russia. Pushing Russia. Vladimir Putin had an interview with AP reporters and different news groups around the world. He had a press conference, and he said to them, "You're missing the point. I've told you over and over and over again what's going on, and you're not listening." And what he was talking about was the United States placing missiles in Poland and Romania. And he says these missiles can be converted from surface to air, to surface to surface, and they can be, and I know that, because I used to be in missiles. Did it for 12 years. So this whole thing is a joke. Now, we're defending ourselves from Iran. That's not what we're doing. We're encircling Russia. I mean, countries that used to be in the Warsaw Pact are now members of NATO. We told, Reagan told Gorbachev that NATO would not move 1 inch east. And we reneged on that. You know, we took in Poland, we took in Romania, we took in all these Eastern European countries that used to be in the Warsaw Pact. Now it's at the point where Russia is encircled. And we're pushing Ukraine. And we're siding with the Western Ukrainians. And most of them are fascists. And the two breakaway provinces, that Donbass, and I don't know the other name, I should look it up. These two provinces, they want them to strip them of the Russian language. That's what the Western Ukrainians in Kiev want them to do. Now, this whole thing is way out of hand. You know, way out of hand. Sure, they annexed Crimea. You know, big deal. They had it. They used to own it. They took it back. You know, they have a military base in Sevastopol. They were paying them $40 million a year or something to lease it. And they were allowed to have 20,000 Russian soldiers in Sevastopol. That's their Black Sea port. That's their real only large warm water port. And very strategic. And when Ukraine started falling apart, I'm sure one of the reasons why they had that referendum in Crimea was to make sure Sevastopol stayed in Russian hands. That's where they keep their navy. So here's the deal: we have ships in the Black Sea. We have ships in the Baltic Sea. We have troops. We're running war games. We have troops in all these different countries that border Russia. We have tanks approaching our borders. You know, the United States has adopted this policy where we won't promise not to use first strikes. You know, it used to be we would only use nuclear weapons if somebody used nuclear weapons against us. That's no longer the case. You know, and the Russians know that. So this is Hillary Clinton at her best. This is where she thinks she will shine. She thought she was going to have a major coup, political coup, by getting rid of Muammar Gaddafi. And all she ended up doing was destroying Libya, which was one of the most prosperous African states. Libya was where Carthage used to be. I mean, she destroyed the country. And now it's a haven. It's a lawless state. It's a haven for ISIS. It's a haven for jihadis, Salafi extremists. And they come from Saudi Arabia. Big Salafi movement. They're radical Islamists. You know, Hillary Clinton thinks the only way to negotiate is with threat of force. And it's gotten to the point with Russia where the threat of force is no longer being accepted. You know, they believe it. And they're preparing. And they say eventually it's going to lead to war. And if Hillary Clinton's elected, it's going to lead to war. And her big political coup would be to destroy the earth. Now, and you don't know, this is what sociopaths do. You know, she thinks she's going to earn a place in history. And the thing that bothers me so much is, what have the Russians done? How are they a threat to us? What have they done to us? if they would tell us what Russia's done to us, how it's a threat to us, maybe they could convince me that maybe we should do something about Russia. But they don't. They don't mention why Russia is such a menace. It's because they need an enemy. They need an enemy so Hillary Clinton can enrich herself by enriching the military-industrial complex, which she is a part of. What killed me was when she had an interview and said that she should define herself politically, and she said, "I'm a progressive." She's not a progressive. She's a regressive. The woman is worse than Donald Trump. So if you're voting for Hillary Clinton because it's the lesser of two evils, you're voting for a very big evil which could end the planet as we know it. You know, there is another option, and it's simple. Vote for Jill Stein. She is the only person with a clear head that can see what's going on, that can see what's happening to our country, can see how much money we're spending on the military, can stop all these wars. Yeah, she's the only one that will do it, and she will do it. You want a woman president? Put Jill Stein in. Shock these people. Don't vote Democrat. Don't vote Republican. Vote Green. Go Green. Now, set these two political parties on their ass. They'll shit themselves. If Jill Stein gets 33% of the vote, there's going to be some kind of consternation because nobody will have a clear-cut majority. And if that happens, Congress has to appoint a president. So this is what they're afraid of. And the odds are low, but if people watch this video and understand what I'm saying, that this is a matter of life and death. And you might be surprised to find out that on November 9th, we have a woman president, and it's Jill Stein. And we would finally break free of the security state of this endless war state. All the belligerence that the United States does to the rest of the world, it will end if you vote for Dr. Jill Stein. I'm not telling you what to do. You have to do what you want to do, what's in your heart. And really, if you want to be an adult, you really need to look at who's the most dangerous, who's the biggest evil. And it's hard to tell between Clinton and Trump who's more evil. And that's a terrible way to vote for a president. Who is less evil of these two people? It's like saying that you can have either pneumonia or typhoid. You know, your choice. Well, maybe I'll have pneumonia because typhoid's pretty rough. Now, this is what you're voting for if you vote Republican or Democrat. Now, these two people are not qualified to be president. They're just not. Now, you got one who surrounds herself with neocons, who's got her finger on the trigger, brags about being able to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and push the button. Now, this is a woman who's constantly belligerent,